tea. What is it loose tea has that tea bags don't? Well, for a lot of us, me especially, loose tea delivers a bolder, deeper and more complex flavour. Tea bags are great for convenience and they deliver a fantastic flavour. However, there's a whole world to discover with loose tea. Now, loose tea is almost the completely dehydrated version of the real tea leaf. Tea grows on a bandwidth around the planet between the Tropic of Capricorn and the Tropic of Cancer. These tropical areas produce seasonal teas. The equatorial regions produce teas that yield all year round. When those tea leaves are picked from the bush, they're simply dehydrated and rolled and dried. There are a couple of other processes in between, but what that basically does is give you a dehydrated leaf that we call loose tea. So here we've got our teapot that we're going to have a use of. So it's a nice see-through glass teapot, so we can see exactly what's going on when the tea's brewing. Now the most important thing when you're using a teapot, of course, is to make sure you preheat the teapot. There's quite a few things that tea needs. One is water, and water of the right temperature, and water that holds a consistent temperature for the period of time in which you're allowing it to brew. So, hot. Just pour that away. So we've got a nice hot teapot. Then I'm going to put my tea inside. I'm going to put, it's quite a large 3-person teapot, almost a 4, I'll go for 3. And I go 1, 2, 3, and 1 for the pot. So interestingly, a teaspoon is the same as a measure that may have been used of 2 fingers and a thumb. So we've got our 4 teaspoons of tea in our hot pot, and I'm just going to pour hot water on now. This is boiled and I've just left it for about 10 or 15 seconds after the boil. Note the steam coming off, that's great. Beautiful. And the smell's already electrifying. So that's great, let's let that do its wonders. Now, some of you might have beautiful infusion chambers that drop inside the pot, where you plunge to stop the brewing, that's great. But if you're like me at home, you might have one of these, which is the rusty tea strainer. And after we've given this 3.5 minutes, we'll use a strainer to get the liquid away from the leaves. Now we say 3.5 minutes because we allow a minute for the flavour to be released from the leaf, a minute for the colour to be released from the leaf, and a minute for the goodness. So any shorter time than that, not really giving the tea the justice and the brewing that it deserves. But of course it's your cuppa, so your way of course is always the right way, no matter what anyone says. But I'm going to give that 3.5 minutes and then we're going to come back and have a little taste. So here we go, 3.5 minutes. We've allowed our tea to infuse or brew for the trusty strainer. Beautiful. There's something wholly satisfying about using loose leaf tea. It's, I think it's part of a ceremony. Gets you really in touch with what it is that you're doing. But there we go, a beautiful cup of loose leaf tea. I'm going to have this without milk, but you probably will want milk. And if you're a sugar fiend, you can have your sugar. But from loose tea, cheers.